Ooh, look, so we got some stuff. So we're gonna get to a little bit of backstory here. Um, this is a reply to the return of Vorain Faithbringer. Here we go. The return of Vorain Faithbringer. A soft knock came to the inn. Justine getting the door before bowing her head and motioning the robed figure within, guiding her to the room where Vorain had been resting, though recently he had been more active. The figure nodded to Justine and closed the door behind her. Speaking softly as the man would regard her, she offered but a calm smile, taking a seat at the table across from him. Hello, Sir Faithbringer. I am Lady Dal of the High Claris Tower. Knight Commander Tarak informed me of your situation here, and of your recent consideration with Trent. I will not lie that Knight Commander Tarak was not enthused as you were, nor the other knights, for I believe rather reasonable considerations. Though, with that said, Paladine himself decided to intervene in the matter of Trent, something that came as a shock to most. Trent will require much of my work. I will be handling his therapy and working with him to. Her gaze drips a moment and considers her words well. And considers her words. Well, he seems to have taken some inspiration from you. He wants to become a knight. Paladine has offered to save his soul if he can prove himself. I know you're still recovering, but I figured you would like to be caught up with what's happening with Trent. Hopefully, you can help him when you're a bit stronger. He could use a good friend to help him recover. Your position of ranking knight in the Knights of Slama still remains. Many are awaiting you to take your position once more. Please recover swiftly. I don't know why, but I have a feeling dark and dangerous times are just ahead. We will need you at your best. Rest now. I'll send you letters updating you to Trent's progress. Hopefully he will not fail. Dipping her head once more, she turns, slipping out to let the man rest, knowing he will need as much as he can get now, allowing Justine to remain and care for him. So, this is the continual. Let me read this again. This is the roleplay that follows that post. Awesome. To gain, to gain humanity, a tale of darkness to light. Trent sat with Lady Dial of the High Clerics. Along with her were two ranking knights that would be overseeing the lessons provided by her to see if this man could regain any sense of humanity, or if this was entirely a lost cause. Many within honestly deemed it a lost cause, but Knight Commander Tarak had given the approval. Lady Dial had volunteered her time, though only if he was willing to make the effort. She had warned him in advance that she was not willing to waste her time if he was not serious about his efforts. He had agreed, and together they met inside the keep, a small box with holes in the top of her lap. His head tilted, with mild curiosity, but looked at her again as he waited for her to begin what was likely to be a hard lesson. Welcome, Trent. As you know, we are here to work on your lack of empathy. Normally, this is something taught to children at a very young age, to help them adjust and develop into respectable adults. Sadly, you were not taught this, and so we must start from the beginning. When we define empathy, it is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. So, for example, understanding and feeling remorse and sadness for the people you killed, wishes to feel a level of guilt and to seek to make amends. Trent grunts lightly, but nodding slowly as he listens to her speak. Now, given your unique circumstance and the lack of education you do have, we are going to have to start at the very beginning. This is not going to be easy, but I want you to attempt to understand as we go. We don't expect perfection overnight, but this will be a process. As such, I'm going to start with something that is far more simple. Opening the box, she pulls out a small black kitten with a white star on its chest. Gently holding it aloft, she holds it and looking back to him. This is Shah. She is now your responsibility. You are going to learn empathy from her. Cats give off nonverbal cues to their feelings. Purring, meowing, their tails, their ears. They make a great resource to learn empathy from. Gently, she hands over the kitten to Trent, showing how, showing him to hold it and how to gently stroke and pet the young cat. Trent looks down to this tiny little fluff in his arms, listening to the purring sound with a few blinks, then looking to Dal confused. Uh, is it supposed to do that? Or is it broken? Stop and look at its behavior. The purring, the nuzzling. What do you think she's trying to tell you? Trent looks from Dal to the kitten, watching it with a tilt of his head. Is it happy, maybe? Seem to maybe like that stroking thing. Very good, Trent. And that, in and of itself, is empathy. Now then, you are responsible for her. That means grooming, feeding, tending her litter box, playing with her, and caring for her well-being. In this, you're going to watch her for cues. She will tell you what she wants and needs. Though not verbally, you're going to learn to empathize with her to understand her needs. As you progress, we will move into bigger animals, such as the horses. Though for now, Star will do her job just nicely, and give you a small companion. Trent took a weary breath, nervous and unsure about caring for such a little critter. Are you sure this is a good idea? I have never cared for, well, anything. Now this is the perfect time to start. If you are unsure or have questions, you can ask one of us to help you, though we are not going to solve the problems for you. But we will help guide you to solving them yourself. Secondly, we're going to learn to label emotions and how we feel. So, Knight Graham, can you give us an example? Knight Graham shakes his head a bit at all this, but as requested, he balls up his fists, stomping around the room, cussing under his breath. Alright, Trent. When you see his body language like this, what do you think he is feeling? He looks rather pissed off. Correct. He is angry or frustrated by something. How do you think you might help him feel better? I doubt anyone can if he's that angry, but maybe offer to fight him? Well, that might help vent some of the frustrations, but perhaps it would be better to ask it if he is okay. Why is he angry? Is there anything we can do to help? In offering these solutions, yes, we're not always going to be able to help, but it shows empathy and helps them have people they can talk to. Okay. Seems strange, but alright. Why is it strange? He should be able to take care of himself rather than being weak. Having feelings is not a weakness. No one should go around feeling empty as it prevents us from growing and developing. So I think I know today's homework. Trent lightly groans at the mention of homework. I want you to think of 3 emotions, and the last time you felt any of them. Any of the 3. We're going to discuss them in the next lesson. Secondly, I want you to note Star's behavior, and I want you to tell me 3 things that you've learned from her non-verbal cues. Her supplies are already in your room. Trent nods slowly as he gets up, carrying the small cat as he moves back to his room, finding a cat pan and blanket for the kitten of his own bed. A small sigh escaping him as he sets the tiny one on his bed and moves to the window, crossing his arms, his mind going back in time to his own past. He had much to think about and much homework, none of it pleasant. This is a reply to the same, so this continuation to Gain Humanity, A Tale of Darkness to Light. The sun rose early that day. He sat in his room waiting, the kitten playing beside him on the bed. Looking up as he hears the knock, he greets the knight and nodding as he is advised it is time to meet Lady Dow. Getting up, he leaves the kitten some fresh food and water and heads to the study to hear her next lesson. Good morning, Trent. I hope you slept well. I don't really sleep, or at least I haven't since I returned, which I assume is not normal. It really isn't, but, well, your situation is rather unique. Have you had a chance to think on the lessons I assigned to you? I have, yes. Very well. Let's start with the first emotion you've thought of. Anger. That was yesterday, when Kamosh tried to attack me again when I was training. I was angry that he dared to keep attacking me. Very good, Trent. That's a great emotional identification, as well as the discovery as to why you felt that way. What's your second emotion? Ah, not really. Can you stop that? Ah, I'm not entirely sure the word for it. Alright, can you describe how you were feeling then? It was when I was fighting against Kamash and I called out to Paladine, trusting his promise he made to me against Kamash. Alright, that's called feeling devoted, or one could call it having faith. That's a very good emotion and one I believe will help you a lot in the future. What's the third? Is being proud one? Like the fact that I crushed Kimosh Draculic with Paladine's power. Yes, proud is a good emotion. Though remember to not let it get ahead of you. Being humble is good too, remembering that he is still a god and very dangerous. Though you did very well. I'm very pleased to see your progress so far. Trent nods lightly, considering her words seriously, making mental notes on her words. Now, what three nonverbal cues did he learn about Star? She meows, nearly trips me when she's hungry. She comes and lays on me and makes that purring sound when she wants me to pet her, and she attacks my hands or feet when she wants to play. Excellent, Trent. You're doing very well. Keep it up. Today I want you to watch three random people. Keep notes on what different emotions you think they are feeling and what you think might be causing it. Trent groans lightly at the mention of more homework. Very well, Lady Doll. I will do as you say. Very good, Trent. Very good, Trent. I look forward to our next lesson. Then, nodding. Sorry, let's do that again. Very good, Trent. I look forward to our next lesson. Nodding as she gets up and heads back off. Okay, this is the third chapter. Let's go. Come on, beat it. Days passed with the lessons daily. Progress was being made as he came to understand emotions, reactions, and understanding why what he had done was wrong. Lady Dow was clearly pleased with his progress and his emotional growth through Star. Together they had created a slowly growing bond, and his healing was progressing well. Then one day she didn't come for her appointment. Ah, where is Lady Dow? Likely, she is dealing with the plague that has been afflicting the citizens of Plantis. Wait, there's a plague affecting the city? Yes. Sadly, the healers are all devoted to attending that. Though she has not sent a message forward to the Knight Commander, to my knowledge, she had also said to keep practicing what she had taught you. Very well. He nodded politely, heading back to his room and sat on the bed, petting the kitten, considering the implications. A letter, indeed, had been sent to Knight Commander Tarak. Knight Commander, I have gone as far as I can with Trent. Even in the short time, I have found him to be a very quick and eager student. Any assignment I gave him, he made every effort to complete. I'm very pleased with the progress and think with time, devotion, and some effort, he will make a fine addition to your knights. Signed, Lady Doll. Alright. That's fun stuff. So we're a little caught up here. So Trent's just a little context, I guess. Trent is a big old enemy, or used to be an enemy of our boy, Vorain. Shout out to anyone that wants to write stuff towards me in Vorain. I will be happy to read it and give you your own little video, because I think it's a really fun exercise for me, and I think it's actually pretty cool content.